If you're using a 3D printer, then you have probably come across this problem before. In your slicer, it says you'll need 241 grams of filament or 81 meters to finish a print. But when you look at the roll of filament in the printer, you have no idea how much is left on the roll. You can use a simple tool like this, but that's no fun at all, so let's throw that away and make something more complicated with a laser instead. I want to design and 3D print a battery-powered handheld laser tool. It should have a small display to show me exactly how many grams and meters of filaments are left on the spool. To make it happen, I just need a few things. An ESP32 C6 microcontroller with a 1.47-inch integrated display. A super powerful VL53L0X LIDAR sensor. And we will also need a battery pack. The first thing I had to figure out was how to get the display working. After a bit of research, I found this webpage where I was able to download a LCD demo package to get me started. I loaded up the project in the Arduino IDE, which I will use to program the microcontroller. When I tried uploading the code, the first attempt failed because of a missing config file. It turns out the demo includes a template file for that, so I just had to copy it to the project folder and rename it. After adding it, I tried again, and this time it compiled, but the terminal was flooded with warnings. Still, it uploaded successfully, but the display showed no signs of life. To clean up all those warnings, I simply had to enable the configuration by changing one value inside the config file. That fixed the compiler issues, but the display was still not showing anything. Since my board is manufactured by SpotPeer, I decided to check their website as well. I found a photo of the board with all the pin numbers labeled. And when I compared those with the demo code, the pin numbers did not match. After correcting the numbers in the code and re-uploading, the display finally turned on. But it was extremely dark and the colors did not look correct either. It took me a while to figure out what the problem was. One of the commands was setting the display to extended mode after the configuration phase was already done. Changing the value from 21 to 20 switched it back to standard mode and suddenly everything looked good. With the display working, I moved on to the distance sensor. I wrote a couple of small functions using the Pololu VL53L0X library. One for initialization and one for reading the distance in millimeters. I removed the demo graphics and replaced them with a simple layout that just shows the distance value on screen. After some testing, I noticed that the readings were slightly higher than the actual distance. So I added a small scaling factor inside the distance function to compensate. With both the display and the sensor working, the next step was to try to power everything with batteries. The ESP32 C6 accepts 5 volts, so 3 AA batteries in series, which gives about 4.8 volts, should work just fine. I soldered a power switch onto the wires, connected it up, and it powered on without any issues. And with all the basic testing done, I could finally start designing the case. I made a quick prototype and printed it to get a feel for the overall size, button placement and how it fits in the hand. The dimensions felt right and the handle was comfortable to hold. I chose to place the button here, which is easy to reach whether you're holding it like this or like this. The battery pack seemed to fit pretty good, but it needed a bit more space for the wires. For the next version, I wanted to improve the look and feel. So I added some accent lines and applied fuzzy skin to the handle for better grip. I also printed a frame for the display, but the fit was a bit too tight. The button did fit pretty well, but I had made a small mistake with one of the mounting points. After tweaking the model one last time, I printed the final version. The assembly started with soldering some wires to the switch. I then slid the switch into the handle and secured it with a locking pin. The LiDAR sensor was mounted up front using a single screw. I pushed the screen in from the top, and it was actually a nice press fit that did not require any more screws. I mounted a spacer and a frame in the front and secured it in place with 4 screws. For the front panel, I printed it with the SuperTac plate to get a clean, smooth surface. I kept it thin enough to add a slight curve so it slides neatly into place. And it also hides the front screws, which is a nice bonus. Next up was wiring everything together and installing the battery pack. And finally, I mounted the power button. After that, I ran 2 quick tests, one with a full roll and one with an empty spool. Using those readings, I did a bit of math, updated the code and uploaded the final version. Now let's take a look at the final result. With a full roll, the display shows 335 meters and 1000 grams. The empty spool reads 0 and this one shows 74 meters and 222 grams. Just to double check, I weighed the last roll and it came in at 440 grams. Subtracting the 213 gram weight of the spool itself, we get 227 grams, which is just a 5 gram difference and a pretty good result if you ask me. So which one do you like more, the simple manual tool or the over-engineered LiDAR tool? Please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future projects. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.